The fight against complacency and autopilot. How are you doing at winning that fight? This is Brian Cain with the Mental Performance Daily Podcast, and today we wrap up a 5-day mini seminar with Coach Jeff Jones, Mental Performance Strength and Conditioning Coach, Arkansas State Football. Today, Coach Jones talks about how he goes to work to prevent autopilot and complacency in the players that he coaches. He discusses the importance of being disciplined versus operating on default mode and bringing intention and awareness to what you do so that you can kill complacency and not live and compete on autopilot, but with intention, focus, and aggressiveness for the moment. Let's join Coach Jeff Jones, mental performance coach, Arkansas State Football, talking about how to not live on autopilot, but to live and compete with intention. We talked about you have to have motivation and discipline, and that takes us to play 4, discipline.
Yeah, discipline. So we, talk about discipline over default. The biggest thing I got to do as a performance coach and our staff has to do is we're fighting autopilot behavior. We're fighting casualness. We're fighting human nature every single day. So what we want to do is we want to get our guys locked in, and we need to train with discipline. We need to act with discipline, and we just need to carry ourselves with discipline. So that's something we're always coaching. We're intentional about everything we do. We got to be laser focused, and we need to be consistent. So that's a big part of discipline. And how we coach that, though, is through our training. When we go over our lift card with the players, we install our lift for that day. I'm going over every little detail about the tempos, about what you pair with this. You pair dumbbell bench with TRX row. The dumbbell bench is a 5-second eccentric. The TRX is a 10-second iso start. And if they don't do the 5-second eccentric, or they forget about the iso start, or they go out of order, that's lacking discipline. And there's accountability for that. So we've put 4 of these plays in our training every day. And I can explain that at the end, but that's a big part of what we're trying to build too, is discipline through every little detail of every day.
Love that. 2 things on discipline here. One of my favorite books I've ever read, one of my favorite books that I'm reading, Discipline Equals Freedom, Jocko Willink. I put a link in the chat, and it's like a daily reader, right? 2 books I read every day, The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Discipline Equals Freedom. And it's literally, that's what I read. And if you're looking for like a wake up, check up from the neck up, man, Jocko just gives it to you straight, and it's short. It's 2 minutes a day. And it just reminds you about how disciplined you have to be. Right. And I've gone through a lot of books. This is one of the best I've ever come across in terms of just substance to the face really quick. And, the other thing you talked about with discipline, and I've seen this with teams, is the perfect jumping jack. I had Reno High School baseball, one of the top programs in the country. Last year in 2022, they were number 1 in the country at one point. They were out here for the Boris Classic in Arizona. Their head coach, Peter Savage, 32 years he's been coaching at Reno High School. His brother John's the head baseball coach at UCLA, won a couple national championships. We were talking about discipline, and I took the guys out in the parking lot at the hotel, and they had to line up perfect rows, perfect columns. They had to be in unison and do jumping jacks, right? And it was like 1, 2, 3, and they had to spell R, and they had to spell Reno, and they had to finish it perfectly, get back in lines. And just a simple exercise like jumping jacks is a way that you can help like build leadership, build volume, build energy, and build discipline. So I love that you're talking about there that we're fighting autopilot, and we got to be disciplined over default, right? Where our brains are hardwired to do the easy thing. That's why we have to do something, thank you, Jocko, that sucks every day. Take a cold shower, walk your dog outside regardless of the conditions, whatever it is. Find your thing that you do every day, making your bed, to emphasize that point of discipline.
Thanks for checking out Mental Performance Daily with Brian Cain, an Ironclad original. If you like the show, be sure to leave us a rating, review, and comments. We'll see you tomorrow.
Are you a coach who wants to level up your ability to coach mental performance so that your clients can consistently perform at their best and get the results that they've been missing? Then join some of the top performing and top income generating coaches in the world by mastering the 10 mental skills your clients need to win. I open my Mental Performance Mastery Coaches Certification course only twice a year, typically in May and November. So your next step is to join my free insiders list so you can save $200 when you join. Just head to briancain.com and click on certification to join our insiders list and learn more about how you can become a certified mental performance mastery coach.